I guess I'll start. So we worked with Leadership Pasadena, and we created a social media campaign, and it was between me and Alex.
Okay, so for the overall strategy of the campaign, or no, sorry, for goals for the campaign, we wanted to try to attract new members, which is something we went over in our first presentation, and make sure we keep those current members and alumni and followers engaged, and just overall have more engagement per platform.
And so one of the goals that we tried to do outside of just attracting new members was to keep the engagement with the current members and the alumni that were on each social media platform that we focused on. So we broke down the social media platforms by what we were going to use. So ideally, we wanted to use LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And so we just highlighted the amount of following that was on each platform as of a few days ago. And then we highlighted the pros for each platform and what each platform could be used to increase engagement, increase some of the content that was created, and just get a better reach.
So some of the metrics that we wanted to go over is average engagement rate for the last 30 posts, number of posts per week for each platform, and the comments to likes ratio. So the average engagement rate for the last 30 posts on Twitter, it ended up coming out to 0.86%. Facebook ended up being 0.27%. LinkedIn was 0.57%, and Instagram was 6.4%. So if you look at the analytics, as you can see, Facebook ended up having the least amount of engagement, followed by LinkedIn, then Twitter, and the most engagement by far was Instagram. And then for the number of posts per week in the past 30 days, Instagram ended up not having any for the past month. Facebook had a few, mostly in these past 2 weeks. And then week 2 had 1 post and week 1 had 0. And for Twitter, week 1 and week 4 did not have any posts, but week 2 and 3 did have a few, especially with week 3 of Twitter, which had 5 posts. So then if you look in the past 30 days, looking at exactly what is getting more engagement on these sites, for Twitter, there's a lot more favorites rather than comments and retweets. And then for Facebook, there was on average more likes over than comments and shares. And then Instagram again did not have any because there was no posts. So for some kind of examples of Instagram story posts, you could do something like that's just kind of a little more, it has a little more engagement. So the one on the left is something that's been kind of trending recently, is doing kind of get to know me, interactive activities. And so this one's kind of based around Leadership Pasadena. So it's something that you could post on your Instagram, and then members could also fill that out onto their personal ones and also tag you in it too. So it just has things like, favorite memory, why others should join, things like that. And then the one on the right is just another example of something you can do. So you can do an alumni spotlight. So maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month, you can have a different alumni that you spotlight, and you just kind of talk about and catch up with them on what they've been doing since they've been with Leadership Pasadena.
Sorry.
It's okay. All right, and then these are just, again, examples for Instagram posts. So the one on the left, that one is a picture that I found on your guys' Instagram on the tagged photos. And for the caption, you could just put something like, take a leap of faith, just like our members did at today's bonding, and join #Leadership Pasadena to be a part of our supportive group. and take one step at a time to be the bravest, best version of yourself. So it's not only showing what you guys do together, showing what you did at a team bonding, it also does kind of tie into what your guys' values are as well, and shows people who are thinking of joining. It just kind of gives them more information about you guys and who you are. And another thing that you guys could do, since we are in quarantine, maybe just catching up with different members and seeing what they're in. So the caption for that post on the right, it says, today's featured hashtag leaders in quarantine is our member Kathy. Spent her time in quarantine giving back by sewing masks for her friends and family. Let us know what you're doing for quarantine as well in the comments below. So it's one, showing you guys have kind of like another consistent campaign. So leaders in quarantine, just kind of showing what your members are doing. And two, it shows that she is giving back, which is, I think, something that you guys would value really well. And it also still creates that kind of way for your followers to still engage with it by also having them comment below what they're doing for quarantine as well. Okay, and then these are, again, just kind of more examples for things you can do on Facebook stories. Again, they're really similar to Instagram stories, so you could, like, whatever you can post on Facebook, you could also do on Instagram as well if you're thinking of, switching around different ideas. The one on the left is just kind of like a motivational Monday thing. So it's just kind of just a quote. It's just to kind of keep, posts, like just keeping the posts on your like different platforms consistent. And it also still does have engagement because it's on the bottom. You just kind of post your favorite quote and tag us, and then you could kind of repost different things that people send you. And then the one on the right, it's just a like question box. So you're able to kind of access those through the features on the Facebook and Instagram stories. And it's just kind of a way to really engage personally one-on-one with your followers and be able to post their questions and answer them for those who also have questions too about the organization. Okay. Okay, I'll just do the post on the left because that's the only one that I did. This is just kind of an example of a Facebook post that you guys could post. So this one is a picture from a gala, and the caption just says, last year we celebrated our gala. Member John says, this is my favorite Leadership Pasadena memory. Being able to have dinner, dance, and relax with all of my friends was an experience I won't forget. Comment below your favorite Leadership Pasadena memory. So this is good now, especially when we're in quarantine, when it's hard to kind of find things that you could post now just because there hasn't been a lot going on. So kind of a way to do that is just kind of post things that are from the past, maybe find things that, happen on the same day, but like maybe a year ago or a few years ago, and then just kind of reposting that, reminding people of what you guys did when we were able to have events like this.
So mine on the right says, we want to offer our services through this uncertain time, so please follow the link in our bio to sign up for our online seminars. So the post that I created was highlighting the webinars that were offered through Leadership Pasadena. So we wanted to create content to not only engage your audience, to sign up through the link, but also just engage them to either repost the actual image or even just share it so other people can like find time to sign up. So something that we wanted to highlight was that we wanted to give more in our captions just so people can know what they were signing up for, not just the link. So that's something that we did by like expanding on most of the captions that we created. And then for LinkedIn, we wanted to highlight a lot of engagement through the alumni, through the Leadership Pasadena main page. So we knew going in that we had a main page that was open to everyone. and then there was a private page. So we made this for the main page. And it was the same thing, just highlighting when the webinars are going to be. So each post had a specialized date. So it wasn't just a bunch of different dates. It was each one reminding you that there is a webinar coming up and there is something that you can sign up to if you had the time to do so. So this caption's a little bit longer. We wanted to go in a lot of depth and include different hashtags that could lead people to sign up for the webinar. Yeah. So something that we have is the metrics to follow and to measure per platform. So we wanted to measure if there was any growth in the following, the amount of mentions that come either tagging Leadership Pasadena or any of the members that are featured on the page, and then the amount of engagement, whether it was to engage with a bigger audience or reach a farther audience.
Okay, so some recommendations from me is just to overall create content that will increase follower participation, because once you're able to increase follower participation, it's going to, one, create more engagement for you. So those average engagement rates are going to go up, and it will make the followers just feel kind of welcome to Leadership Pasadena's platforms, and also just kind of um, make them feel more at home, and it's going to make them more drawn to you guys and your organization. Ways that you could do that is doing things like polls and questions, like the one that was in one of the Facebook stories, and even like challenges, things like the like leaders in quarantine, having your like members post stuff of them in quarantine as well, and just kind of using the hashtags and tagging you guys is really well. And I think also getting some apps that will help kind of make things a lot easier just to kind of make, and it has like lots of templates for posts and stories. The one that I use is Adobe Spark Posts. It does have a watermark on it, but there is a way that you could crop that out, so it'll work out. But it has a lot of free templates for posts and stories, and there's so many different ones you can get. You just go into like the search bar and you can find a bunch for whatever kind of post you're trying to make. And if you want to, you can also create your own post as well, kind of from scratch, and you can put in any text or formats or anything that you want.
All right, so recommendations for me. So I put to create more content that is engaging with the audience. So using the algorithm to on each platform to maximize each post. So that just means simply just use like the little like question box that was in one of Alex's posts, or the location option, or even just using hashtags on some different captions, just to ensure that it's not only just the following that's on the account that can see the information, it's also anyone who's looking through the hashtag or through the location feature. So it comes up and it's more prominent on different platforms. So I did include this. So because I focus primarily on LinkedIn, include a caption with any of the reposts. So that was just basically just summarizing whatever was reposted on the account to ensure that anyone who sees the content being reposted at least knows what it is before clicking the link. So at least it gives them something to read prior to the link, so people can at least be more driven to click that link. And then something that we wanted to like highlight on was to be consistent on the social media platforms to build a stronger brand identity, which was just means the more frequently you post, the more your name gets is out there on the platform, and then it just helps you kind of just build a persona. A lot of brands, they specialize in creating content that helps them follow the same like message. So I think that if you try doing that and like at least like showing, even if it's just alumni or different people that work through the organization, it at least gives more of a person effect to an organization. There you go. And then thank you for the experience. And then this is just for any questions.